Hey, RPM Trade Vietnam in this bitch. How y'all been? It's been a little bit since I did a live stream, cause which is crazy, cause I tend to have these same conversations in my own head all day long, constantly evaluating, describing the world, especially in the world of politics. Um, um, Keeping tally of how right we have been as conspiracy theorists. Um, all that shit, man. It's an ongoing, never-ending battle, trying to stay ahead of what it is that they got going on when they got so much going on. There's never a day where government is pretty chill, pretty quiet. There's always some shit going on, man. Every day they kill somebody. Ain't that strange to me? I mean, that's strange to me. Ain't that strange to you? Every day they kill somebody. When has there been a day where, like, the U.S. government hasn't lost a single person, not a cop, not an Army Ranger, military soldier of any kind, Marine? Come on, man. 8 days, something happens. Every day they add another piece to this facade of a story. The story of humanity, according to them, is some fucking bullshit. They never give you the juice. They never tell you the whole fucking truth about nothing, how powerful you really are. And I know that sounds cliche, but I absolutely mean it, because all of them are made up of people. These people might even go into the same high schools that some of y'all are going to, and then somehow there's this breakaway between you and them. Usually that breakaway is first found in the initiation into secret societies or brotherhoods that they go through. Law enforcement goes through it. Any of these government positions, man, when there's a coat of arms, all these symbols, you got to take the symbolism and stuff seriously, because it's not something that's meant to be arbitrary, because you can't find an everyday application of these things in your own personal lives, and thus you project onto the world that they mean very little or nothing of your concern at all. It doesn't matter. It's just untrue, man. I think people got a hard time stepping outside of themselves to examine the world. That whole put yourself in their shoes thing is cool, but you got to go even further than that, because that just can't be circumstantial shit in the here and now. You got to put yourself in a historical pair of shoes that are not your own before you can really truly understand this type of shit. And as a simple example, today is Thursday, right? I was telling the kids this morning, my son, he's almost 4, he'll be 4 at the end of August. He says to me today, what's today? Because he's trying to figure out when I don't have to go to work. Monday through Friday is when I do work, so he's trying to figure out when the fuck are we getting to the Saturday and Sunday where you don't gotta go to work. He loves his grandmother's house, but he's just getting tired of us having to get up into this routine every day to go work, to build somebody else's dream, so that we can not be starving or homeless. And I'm not saying that my job or other people's jobs don't serve a purpose, where you play your role in the building of society so that it goes round. It's all cool, but it's a double-edged sword with them about everything. But today is Thursday, and I'm telling my son today is Thursday, and he can't wait to get to grandma's house to tell grandma that he knows today is Thursday. That's the name for today. He was also talking about the Thunder and Lightning show last night, in the middle of the night, and how it scared him when he was sleeping. So I put the two things together, and I said, hey, you know where Thursday got his name from? Named after Thor, this ancient God figure named Thor. the god of the sky and thunder, not the lightning. We confuse that because Hollywood and other shit make you think that, you know, Thor is the god of lightning, but it's not. It's the god of thunder. Astrologically represented as Jupiter, which would of course have to come before the mythology. So Thor is a representation of Jupiter, not the other way around. And that's crazy because the days of the week are named after planets. People got to figure this out because it leads you someplace. It's an interesting thing in general to look at the society or group of people that create this level of influence to name the days of the week and then calculate it out so well with this Gregorian calendar. It was calculated out well before then. There's a moon cycle of 28 days that plays a part into keeping a balanced track of time, which could be an illusion. I think it's an illusion. Time is nothingness. If there's a such thing as the eternity, then there can't be a such thing as time. The two things just kind of counteract each other. Because eternity is a real thing and we're in the midst of it, and it's not Thursday on Jupiter. It's not Thursday on Jupiter. We calling that shit that from way over here. So I'm explaining all of this shit to the kids and they loving it because they feeling like, damn, this is crazy. I didn't know that it was this deep. It's just the name of the day of the week, but it's deeper than that, man. It's so critical in the calculation of the time in a society that could be behind enough influence to do that. All of that is a powerful thing. You know, I had to give the kids a life lesson. It just reminded me of the idea of homeschooling them in general anyway. Because I never learned that in school. I didn't learn about the days of the week and what they were named after and all of that until way later in life. It's crazy. I was in my 20s before somebody said, Monday is about the moon. Moon day, Monday is the same thing. That's what that is. Sunday, sun, like the son of God. Like the son of God. Praise Jesus. All that type of shit. I was in my early 20s before I heard this shit. I'm just like, man, what the fuck? That's crazy. That's dope. I was that old before I heard it with some legitimacy and some accuracy, and to get the whole story. Sunday thing, that was kind of a given to us as kids. We can recognize that, even in the spelling of it, that it sounds like sun. It looks like sun. But you know, it's just certain things in regards to what the absolute truth is in the world and how passive we are, and little details that point us right to a bigger picture that we should actually be paying attention to. Who named these days of the week? That should be important to you. 12 hours in the AM, 12 in the PM. That's for a reason. 12 months of the year. This is all like a balanced thing. How many? I know there's 144. What is that? That's the 12 and 12. There's something with 144 too. But these number things aren't arbitrary. The deck of cards is an interesting thing. If you look at a deck of cards that has 52 cards, like we have 52 weeks in a year, and they got 4 suits like we got 4 seasons. If you look into who created a deck of cards and maybe even some of the games and all that type of shit, you're gonna find a mastermind, because these things take a certain level of development and calculation that most people won't even fucking pay attention to. The playing cards, tarot cards is a good example too, where to come from. You should know about this serious stuff that the world seems to be taking seriously. That you say, well, who gave the world? Who gave this to the world? And if you do that with enough things that you find to be important, you start connecting dots, you'll realize that you keep on coming back to the same society. The Jesuits. You should look into who the Jesuits are if you don't know who they are. But this idea that the world is bigger than me, myself, that's a beautiful idea. And you need to get used to saying it. Get used to paying attention to it and then trying to apply it sincerely to the world. In regards to protection, I couldn't just go buy a gun and protect myself and then I look out into the rest of the world and go, damn, y'all look like y'all need protected. Who else can I save? I've been finding YouTube, not YouTube, but IG channels and shit where these guys run up on child diddlers and people who have committed assault in a sexual manner. on minors. And they run up on them, question them about the shit, catch them up and all that shit, and then start punching their ass up. Literally calling them out to a one-sided fight, because these guys almost never fight back. Sometimes they do. Sometimes it's a good fight. One guy even got shot by an assailant, a child dealer. Actually shot one of these hero wannabe guys. And I'm watching these videos, and it's exciting me, because I always felt like my calling was to be some kind of a superhero kind of a figure, where when I recognize power, energy, and a propensity for defensive violence inside myself that other people have a hard time tapping into themselves, then in order for the innocent people to survive an encounter, I would happily step in and say, I got no problem being violent for good reasons. So give me a good reason, and then I'll go do that to the people that deserve that kind of energy, if that's what they want to do to the world. And these guys are right up my fucking alley, man, with chasing down these child diddlers and punching their ass the fuck up. I've even been commenting all over their fucking IG channel that I want to go with them. If it's ever a possibility or a need for them to do this, especially since one of them got shot, that pissed me off. That somebody would shoot a guy like this, that he almost died just to try to check a bad guy. And people all in the comments going, hey man, you play stupid games, you get stupid charges, you win stupid prizes. Who you guys think you are? Get the police involved, blah blah blah. The police ain't enough to get the fucking job done, because how many fucking kids do we got missing out here? How many times we gonna hear these missing children's cases and with child trafficking and all this other shit, with all these law enforcement officers on duty, FBI, CIA for international shit, which they probably helping the shit go along. I've said a long time ago in videos, in my Facebook days, I said this in videos, that something like international child trafficking cannot persist in the way that it does unless you can get government to protect that avenue and then help it move along. It's the only way to get that shit to work like that. Otherwise, you know, I just don't think it would be as easy for them to get their shit off in the way that they do. And if law enforcement ain't enough to bring these numbers down, to really challenge these child diddlers, then I say all hands on deck. Any man capable and willing to stand up for the shit should stand up for it, because I don't know how you're going to argue against that by saying that no, we should not be doing none of that. It sounds fucking ignorant. It sounds very much to be the moral thing to do, that if you are an able-bodied man and you don't like the idea of the child trafficking and the child dealing and all that other shit, that you try to do something then. And I just feel like that's my calling. If you ask me what it was that I wanted to do with my activism, where I thought I would be in like 5 years, I would be doing gun rights activism the way that I do open carry demos and shit like that, and that would be half of my time. The other half of my time, I would be strapping the fuck up, going to stand next to these guys while they go check these child diddlers, daring one of these child diddlers to draw a gun or to even fight back or any fucking thing. Totally bullying the fuck out of them like these guys do, and I love it. Totally bullying the fuck out of child dealers seems like the right thing to do. Period. And the more I feel like there's a blurred line between this aggression that you have to bring, that people kind of turn their nose up to because it's aggression, but then who it is that you're being aggressive to and with what intentions. I love the mix of these two different ideas, man. The violence and the intimidation and the bullying towards the bad people. I like when that shit comes together like that, and I'm going to keep on spamming these dudes until they fucking talk to me, because I want to know who they are exactly, what it is that that they do and where all they go, because I think they travel around the country. Because in one of their videos they was trying to punch up, this motherfucker got up out of there, but they was chasing behind a guy that lived in Davenport, Iowa, which is not that far from where I am. So these guys be getting around. So what I would love to do is have activism with all my time. If I did not have to work my 9 to 5, I would like for my time to be spent working, to be half the activism and then the other half is standing next to these guys to protect them while we harass the fuck out of and intimidate the fuck out of, and then we go wherever they want to go. but do this to these child dealers, man. It's a dream come true. And I always feel like the synchronicity, or the, what do they call that, serendipity, when things enter your life are right at the perfect time to either teach you a lesson or push you forward in the right direction or turn you away from something. But something always shows up to be like, I think it's time. And then the universe presents something to you. And very often, I think the timing is just impeccable, very often beautiful. And I try to keep my eyes open for that kind of thing so that I recognize it when it's happening. And I think I found these dudes' IG channel at the perfect time, because this year is the year that I make an exponential jump in the number of subs that I have, how likely it is that this is all that I have to do for my life, and then I want to introduce some new things into what it is that I got going on. And I want to hunt child diddlers. That's what I want to do. I think my whole life is getting me towards that. I got a story that I'm going to tell you guys in my documentary about my activism. It's a fucking crazy ass fucking story that's going to blow your mind, about the interaction between 15-year-old me and a guy named Hank the Crank. It's gonna blow your fucking mind. Very dangerous, super nefarious interaction between me and this dude over a period of time that at 15 years old, with me being naive as fuck, I had no idea what was going on. But when I tell you guys the story of how this was happening, you're gonna freak the fuck out. You're gonna be so shocked that I even escaped this any of this shit untouched. And when I look back on that, I feel like the universe is constantly sparing me to keep me on path so that I can do something. And at the same time, it keeps adding different things to my personality, to my experiences, to my life's journey, that it seems to be asking me, hey, if you ever feel the need or the application to use these things for the benefit of yourself and for the rest of the world, keep your eyes open, be mindful, and then do it. That's where the gun came from. That's where all of the activism came from. I even went through a child custody case, which woke me up to this anti-government disposition that I have. That shit did a whole lot. It kept me from chasing my dreams out in Hollywood, and I'm glad I never went out to Hollywood chasing that shit with blinders on, thinking that I wanted to be a Hollywood film writer and director. That's what I thought I wanted. My life fucking detoured me away from all of that shit, and everything that detoured me away from that bullshit, all the shit that saved me from Hank the Crank, all the shit that led me to gun ownership, and then the activism that followed. So many different things early on in my life are revealing themselves to be a repetitive pattern, as if the universe is trying to tell me something. And I think what the universe is trying to tell me is that the best thing that I can possibly do to feel justified and to feel righteous in my existence on earth is for me to hunt down and then hurt people who hurt kids. That's what I think I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm going to. I'm gonna get y'all ass. Somebody gonna fucking get it. I can't wait to get out there. I can't wait until these guys get back to me. Cause I'm gonna figure out every legal thing that I can do so I can do what it is that my imagination is asking of me, that the universe is asking of me, without breaking any law, so that I can do this undisturbed as much as possible. I gotta take the moral high ground in everything I do. So when I stand tall on the shit, I know that if anybody challenges me, especially physically, I know that I'm in the right. Because I try so hard to make it unlikely that you will feel justified in hurting me. No one ever going to have a justification to hurt me. I'm never going to give anybody that. I need it to be just like that so that I can do what it is that I want to do and dare you to fuck with me. You're not going to even be able to stop me. This is how you're supposed to do that. The gun is a part of that, so get used to it. I open carry every fucking day, a pistol on my hip at least. I do the AR-15 for y'all. I do that for the crowd, the passing cars. You'd be surprised you openly carry a fucking pistol and people still don't really notice that they've been standing next to or talking to a guy with a gun on them the whole fucking time. If you on my blind side and I carry my shit on my right side and we pass on this side in a grocery store and you watching your phone and you doing whatever, you look up and say, hey, anything at all, we can have a small conversation. You might not know I got that gun on me and it's openly on display. And that's crazy to me. But people say, oh, openly carrying is tactically, is not tactically sound. You give your position away. Man, that sound like fear, bro. it means a lot to me to make the political statement that I am fucking armed. It means a lot to me to take the high road in all of this and play the role of a deterrent if possible, because if it makes a guy out in public who wants to do something bad to people come straight to me because I'm the one with the gun, instead of making him say I got to abort mission because I didn't want to shoot out, that he's a psycho and I will take whatever happens after that. I won't even give a fuck. I won't care. It'll just be whatever the world has done, whatever the universe has done. I'm not gonna care. It is what it is. I've accepted all of this shit. Y'all don't accept nothing. I'm not going to run from death when I'm going to die one day. I don't give a I don't care. Y'all care too much. And y'all let that fear make you go, so then I won't openly carry. But now you won't be able to make the political statement without even saying a fucking word to everyone who lays eyes on you if they are aware enough to notice. You won't, you the type of person that you'll never make that statement. I got a way bigger impact in this fucking gun community than the guys who got all the fucking fancy schmancy ass fucking guns all over their YouTube channel doing review after review after review. You can have that. I don't even want to do all that. I got bigger shit to talk about. But y'all do all of that and then you do nothing else. Because if I don't find your YouTube, I don't know how you feel about guns. I don't know where you coming from. No, nothing. I walk around with openly carrying a fucking pistol on me. You know where I'm at. You know where I stand. And I think that's important that somebody do that. Make the fucking statement to any and everybody, as many people as possible. And I make that statement to literally as many people as possible through my social media and what I do on a day-to-day basis. This is how you influence the gun world in ways that a gun review is not going to do for you. Y'all are weird. And it's a goddamn shame that those guys, which is dope, I love this shit. I rely on gun reviews all the time. Before I buy guns, I look at gun reviews, man, so I can see what's going on, right? And people need to do that. Somebody needs to do this. But these guys get they get the limelight, they get the shine, they get the funding, they get all this other stuff, man. And no one knows that I'm here when what I'm doing is so fucking important that it blows my mind every day. And not an ego, but and not just me being proud of myself, even though I am. I'm just looking at the work in general, that what it is that I do, and I just say that it's important that somebody do it. I'm glad, I'm proud that I'm the one that's doing it, but I'm proud of the work in and of itself, regardless of who does it, because it needs to be done. Somebody needs to openly carry the fucking gun so that you know what's up. If you don't exercise that right, it becomes even more taboo, and then you'll never be able to get away with it. Sometimes I got a hard time in public and getting people to fucking calm down and not freak out. This woman went, is that a gun? To me, this weekend while I was shopping, I went, yeah. And she, and fucking walked off like something was wrong. Bitch, how many other guns are in the place right now? You don't even know. If you can come to terms with the fact that people can own guns out here and that they might conceal them, now you got to just be comfortable with being around armed people who you don't even know. That's what you have to deal with. Just because you can see mine don't make it worse. You already had to, I would imagine as a grown fucking adult around here, you would already had to have found a level of mature acceptance of the fact that people arm themselves anyway. Just because you can see mine doesn't make anything any different if you've already made the honest fucking acceptance of realizing where you live and that gun ownership is just a legal thing, man. Fucking deal with it. Y'all are retarded. Seeing a gun on somebody's hip shouldn't even move you any further. You should already been moved to wherever you're going to stand on that position off the fact that people can own guns. And how many fucking guns are in here? You can't even count them because you can't see them all. That don't make you feel different? I'm being honest as fuck. To you, the bad guy, to everybody. I have a fucking gun, okay? Deal with it. That sounds like a peaceful, full disclosure kind of a gesture for me to even do that, man. Y'all tweaking. But y'all figured out. Fucking goofies. Fucking Looney Tunes. Weird, man. I think denying reality and then refusing to adjust to it so that you can better maneuver. I think the denial of that is such a weakness that people might associate it with as a feminine trait. And I don't think women are disassociated from dangerous things out of a weakness. I think it's a preservation thing that you guys deserve to seek, because your bodies are a sweet, beautiful harbor for nurturing life in its beginning. At its most vulnerable time, at the very least, that's what your body does. And then after that, you can breastfeed. You guys are amazing. Why would you want to take that amazing natural ability and that you can facilitate that kind of a role in the cycle of life, that you can do that? Why would you take that to a battlefield because you want to be in the army? I think you're crazy. I think you just made a great contradiction between what it is that you're literally built to do and what you had to paint over it and how hard you had to fight against your natural urges for you to go to a battlefield with that beautiful fucking uterus and the fucking fallopian tubes and the eggs and the cycle. That's a beautiful shit. It goes along with the moon cycle, 28 days, like nature intended. It's a beautiful thing. Why would you put that shit in the line of fire? I think y'all are crazy. But man, I think it's man's duty to recognize these things, pay attention to it, and then save the world from it. Women could and maybe they should stand aside. But Jesus, fuck, man, there's something wrong. Not being able to accept raw life and just say what things are and not harp on the way things should be. I think we get a little further. I stopped harping on the ATF and their bullshit with their gun control and shit about what I think it should be. I just say, man, fuck it. Y'all act like y'all want to throw the Constitution out. I'm not gonna whine that I wish that you guys would fucking align with the Constitution and play fair. I'm done whining about that. If you want the guns, come out here and die for it. I'm not going to even believe that you believe that you deserve to play the role that you're playing unless you're also willing to die for it. So ATF, U.S. government with your gun control bullshit and all that shit, anything else you got to say to me or a whole lot of other Americans, come out here and die for that shit then. Then I'll know you mean it. Because I think that y'all are really just wolfing from the ivory tower, writing this shit on a magical paper, trying to see how many people you can get to stand out of the way so you don't have to fight that fight that you don't want to fight because you know we'll fuck you up. What up, Conley RB, Edward, John Mendoza, what up? I'm Queen Ace, what up? I got to get out of here. I'm super duper late to get back to work and shit like that. What up, Cody, LAF, Freedom Inc., Mike Cool. Shout out to y'all, man. I don't know, man. Be on the lookout for some link ups I'm trying to do right now. I want to link up with these guys that are hunting these pedophiles down, punching their ass the fuck up. Like I said, one of the guys actually got shot when trying to confront one of these pedophiles, and I think that's fucked up. I wish I was there, decked out in my fucking bulletproof mask, the vest, and my AR to tell that pedophile that if he's gonna fucking shoot, I'm gonna shoot too. You not finna win this fucking fight. You're a pedo. Ain't nobody finna let you win nothing, nigga. The fuck is you talking about? Get out of here. Check all the way out, nigga, to the dirt with your ass if that's what we doing. I wish I was there with them. And I don't care how it sounds to anybody, because the police and fucking military soldiers, they get they fucking mental broken fucking down. They leave all of that shit that their mom told them on the playground and all this other shit. They leave all that shit behind to fulfill the role that they think that society desperately needs for the protection of the people who cannot or will not protect themselves, and all of that. And I bring the same energy with me, that I want the world to be happy and fine and free. And I don't want to hurt people, because I know that I can see the baby you in your eyes when I look at you, bro. I know your mama love you, bro. Even when you're wrong, your mother loves you. I can't help but to relate to that. But if you insist on being an asshole, I have to get in reality, bro. If you're a child diddler, that fucking sucks, man. But I would shoot you. I'll shoot you, bro. I will do that shit, and I'm not gonna care. I'm just gonna feel like I did something that was supposed to be done. And that's crazy. Because on the playground, man, when we were 7 years old, man, we would not act like this towards each other. And the rest of the world, all of the adults around us would insist that we refrain from acting like this towards each other. And look at us, grown-ups, man. Can't get our shit straight. And if you touch the fucking kids, I might have to fuck you up. And I don't care about none of that shit after that. RPM Trey Vietnam in this bitch. Wu Bang, get a gun. Y'all go check out Tommy G's channel. I'm going to have to link it in the description or in the comments when I'm done with this shit. Go tell Tommy G to do a motherfucking video about me, bro.